Hello viewers, this is Dimple Arora once again with a topic arguments on parameters in Python, and we are going to discuss about the various type of arguments which are used in Python programming. The first of one is required or positional argument. So you can see I have defined this function def max num with arguments a, b and c, and the function definition begins here, and these are the set of statement which comprises the function definition. And in the main section I have taken three numbers n1, n2, n3, and I have asked the user to enter the value of n1, n2, n3 from the prompt, and then I have wanted to calculate the largest number. So to calculate the largest number, I have called this function max3num over here by passing the values n1, n2, n3. As the number of parameters in the function definition a, b, c are 3, so required number of parameters when we are calling the function must be 3, like n1, n2 and 3. The 3 value must be passed. The first value will goes to A, the second value will be goes to B, and the third value will go to the C of the function definition. So when I give the number 23, 63, 12, so this 23 goes to A, this 63 goes to B, and this 12 goes to C. So, and we have to give in a correct positional place also, like n1, n2, n3 are passed to A, B, C as they appear, as their corresponding positions are in the argument list. The same positional value must be maintained when we are passing the values. So we get the largest number as 63, which is the B, because A having value 23 is checked with B having value 63. So this is false, and A with 23 greater than C with 12 value, this holds to true, but overall result is false. So this statement is not executed. The control comes to this statement. Now it checks whether B is greater than C, that is 63 is greater than 12. Yes, so it returns B. So value of B is 63. So we get our final answer as 63 when this particular statement is executed and this function call appears. But what happens if we call the same function max3num with two arguments? The number of arguments, required argument, do not match. So what will happen? The value n2 will go to A and value n3 will go to B. But what about C? There is no value for C. So we get an error called type error. This type error says that one required positional argument C is missing. So from this we can understand that we have to give as many as values to the function as described in the function definitions. So moving further, now we'll talk about keyword arguments. Now in this one you can see I have defined a function display favorite color and having two parameters name and color. In this definition we will treat these name and color as the keywords, and it is displaying favorite color of the name is color. That means whatever name we give and the color we give, accordingly it will result like if I provide a name as Neha and color as yellow, it will print the message favorite color of Neha is yellow. So for this purpose I have written this function. So in the main section we have asked the user to enter the name and the favorite color, and then a function display favorite color is invoked with providing value n1 to name and c1 to color. So when we doing this name this way, so name is assigned the value whatever is entered by the user as the name over here, and color will accept the value which is entered by the user over here. So that is Neha and yellow. So we get an output favorite color of Neha is yellow. And when I have again asked the user to provide two more values, the name and the color, and this time store the color in C2 and name in N2. But this time when I have called this function display favorite color, I have changed the sequence or position of the arguments. In the previous one, name appears first and colors appear second, but in the second case color appears first and the name appears second. This can only happen when we pass parameters as keywords. So the color and the name, the attribute name behaves as the keywords, and the value what we are providing to them are the argument values which are passed to these keywords, so that the functions take action appropriately. For the second time I have entered the name Priya and color is provided blue, so we get an answer favorite color of Priya is blue. But you have to keep in mind, you have to give whatever keywords you are providing in the function definition, the same should appear in function call. You can see here in the third function call I have given the keyword color, but instead of giving the color keyword name I have written NAM. So this NAM is not defined, so that's why we'll get a type error, got an unexpected keyword argument NAM. So it was only expecting two keywords name and color, so there is no keyword like NAM, so this gives an error. The next type of argument is a default argument. Here we have defined a function find discriminant, in which we have provided the coefficients a, b and c, and discriminant is calculated as b square minus 4ac, and whatever result we get in this DIS, that is passed on to the function from where it has been called. So that is the main section from where we are calling the function. You can notice here we have given b is equal to 0 and c is equal to 0. These are called the default values. What we have provided 0. It is not necessary always to provide 0. You can have given 2 over here and 5 over here. So whatever you values give, the same values will be taken up when they are executed. So b can be 2 and c can be 5. You can give another set of values, b can be 4 and c can be 3. So any values can be passed as the default values. When we write in the function definition along with the name of the parameter, if we put an equal to symbol and give a value, that value is called said to be the default value for the argument, and that value is used when that parameter is missing in the function call. You can see there are 3 function calls in this one. Find discriminant with value x. In this time this value x is given to a, but there is no values passed for b and c. When the values are missing for the parameters b and c, so it will take the default value 0 instead of b and c as defined in this. B's will have value 0 and c will also have value 0. In the second function call, I have provided two values x and y. This x will go to A and y will go to B, but we have a missing value for C. So for C it will take 0. In this case it has taken B. For B also it was 0 and for C also it was 0. So if the argument value is missing, it can take value which is defined as its default value. Now in the third function called find discriminant, all the three values, all the three parameters are given. So we can say that all the required arguments are provided. When all the required arguments are provided, so this corresponding value x will go to A, y will go to B, and this z value will go to C. So when all the required arguments are provided, then the default values are not used. So B is equal to 0 and C equal to 0 will never be used. Whatever we will providing for A, B and C, that will be used by A, B and C over here. So for when we execute it the first time, suppose I have given three values 8, 3 and 2. So the value of R1 will be 0, R2 will be 9 and R3 will be minus 55. By applying this formula, B square minus 4AC, when we are calling the function for first time, second time and third time. So when we print R1, R2, R3, we'll get 0, 9 and minus 55. Now there is something important things when we are dealing with default arguments. Arguments with the default values must be written after the arguments with no default value. So when we are writing, when we have only one variable, one argument having the default value, it has to be written at the end. So first we should have the arguments which do not have an default value, and at end we can have the argument with the default value. So this is a valid statement. In the second definition, you can see we are having two values B and C. Both are having default values and A is not having any default value. So A should appear first and then you can have B and C. So this is also a valid statement. But in case of this third definition, A comma B is equal to 0. This B is having a default value but C is not having a default value. So this thing is not valid. So when you have to mention it like A, C and then B equal to 0. So this thing we have to keep in mind when we are dealing with default arguments. Always the argument which are not having any default values will appear, then the arguments with default values will come in the function definition. Moving ahead, we have variable length arguments. When argument size is not known, the number of arguments to be passed is not known, at that time we will write star args. You can see I is iterating over all the values of RGS which are provided, and finally it will calculate the sum of all the values in this program, and all the sum of all values provided is returned back. So when we write print sum 1, 2, 3, so 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6, so we'll get an output 6. And in case we are writing print sum 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so sum of numbers from 1 to 5, that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, that is 15 is displayed. And we can also use the iteratives, define iteratives and then use the element of these iteratives as the arguments in case of variable length arguments. So I have defined a list having the values 23, 45, 66, 12, 90 and 10, and out of which this is at index 23 is index number 0, 45 is index number 1, index number 2 I am having 65, index number 3 I am having 12, index number 4 I am having 90, and index number 5 I am having 10. So when this print sum my list of 1 comma my list of 4 my list of 5, these my list of 1 refers to 45, my list of 4 refers to 90, and my list of 5 refers to value 10. So it is same as calling print sum 45 comma 90 comma 10. So 90 plus 10 is 100, 100 plus 45 is 145. So we get a value 145. Thank you all for patient listening.